Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, well, this morning, nice early morning, nice fall morning, not quite, but anyway, we are heading down to New Hampshire Oil Undercoating. Well, because it's oil undercoating season, and Joe and his team and his family have graciously invited us to come down there, tour the facility, look at the products, show and tell, a few tips and tricks. We're going to cover it all today. Come along, let's go. All right guys, we've arrived. There's Steve with me. I didn't tell you that earlier, the guest appearance, Steve's coming today. So we're over here at New Hampshire Oil Undercoating in Chichester. We just this place is huge. It's huge. So we're gonna go inside and meet Joe. He's the owner, and his family, his team, and let's talk oil undercoating. All right, guys, we have caught up with Joey. So he's the son of Joe. Again, this is a family-run business, and we're actually in their training facility. You can actually come here and get fully trained by just anyone can do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and go through the whole training and everything. So it's really cool. You know, you're gonna start using their product, or you're a business, you're gonna start using their product, or whatever you are. You come in here and they're gonna give you a rundown, as well as just a basic how-to like us today. We're just kind of getting a tour of the facility and kind of showing all of you folks what services they offer and or about the product itself.
Let's say we're doing a new formula or updating the formula.
Yep.
We can test the sag, we can test the viscosity of it, the durabilities, and the salt fog cabinet over there.
Well, that is cool.
You know, test it in heats, test it in cold, you know, see how much it creeps basically.
All the different sprays, types, techniques, products. This is your own formula? Like you guys develop all this stuff, a chemist?
You know, yeah, when we first started, we tell the chemist what we want. You know, like, you know, one product we like the creeping, another product we like the durability, so we test different products. We get it to where we want it.
Yep.
And then the blender basically at that point in time, you know, he works with the chemist to make sure he's using the right size blades, and he's you know, mixing it correctly.
Yep.
And we'll get samples in and we'll just double check it. That's what this is for.
Okay. Yep.
Make sure, you know, it matches up to what it's supposed to be.
Got it. All right, guys, so we just leaving their training facility. He's got all kinds of, well, he's got an outbuilding here. This is where the action happens.
Yeah.
And then you've got on the road.
Yeah, those are for the local franchise.
Yeah, I see that. You guys are starting some franchises that people are doing. How many are out there now? I know you're trying to expand like away from New England.
Yeah, we got one in New England, which is in Maine. We got one in Virginia, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Nebraska, South Carolina.
Yep.
Like wow. 6 or so.
Cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And those 3 bays right there, we spray in.
Those are your 3 spray bays?
Yep. This is all small shipments out of here, UPS. And then all freight around the last 2 bays down there.
That's great.
And this will be our loading dock that they're putting in right here.
Nice. So they're already expanding. They continue to expand. These guys have it down. They have the oil undercoating business down. So yeah.
About 4,000 vehicles a year we spray.
4,000. 4,000. That is insane. Packing and shipping. Woo. You got an order for oil undercoating? It's coming from right here in New Hampshire.
So it sucks all of the air out, and it's designed for oil. So it catches most of the oil in a metal mesh, and then it drips back down. The rest of it goes to a finer filter, and then there's a T up there, so it spits the clean air back in at the top.
Oh, wow.
So you don't really eliminate the overspray, but you keep the oil contained in the room. Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. Because, you know, you can't have it coming out when we got the heat on in the winter, and we even have AC for the guys on the hot days in the summer.
Oh, that's nice. That's an upgrade. And you're running your high pressure sprayers.
Yes. Yeah. So these are all, you know, some are airless like this one. We've got dual systems. We have one that sprays grease, because we have a grease product.
No kidding.
And when you focus on that one performance characteristic, there's a zero-sum game. You end up losing on the creeping and the migrating and the penetration.
Sure.
And for me, the penetration is critical. Like if you said, Joe, you can spray your undercarriage or your body cavities, choose one. I do my body cavities.
Yep.
Because the problem is, if you get a good product that's good on performance characteristic of abrasion resistance. That's great if you had a flat surface. The undercarriage of a vehicle has between 4,000 and 6,000 spot weld seams and folds. You need penetration. So we focus on that first. Now we are coming out with a product that actually, two products, that will give you the same penetration, but it's going to boost the performance on abrasion resistance, okay?
Oh.
But the bottom line is, that's what we want our oil to do. So we focus on that because inside your body cavities is where it's going to happen.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can't see inside your body cavities, and you need to have that creep up the wall of your rocker panel, your tailgate. And some people get a little ticked off when they see the stuff climb out the tailgate, but
Well, they have the dust in the summer,
I
it
like
sticks to it.
It's good.
Same. When I see that, and I know it's doing its thing, so it's a good thing. Yeah.
So you know, there is a zero-sum game when you pick one or the other, but we actually developed a new product. It's a hybrid product that's been a game changer for us.
Yep.
The point is that we're now experimenting with the hybrid product with our oil. So
Okay.
a couple of things that the benefit we have is that we actually use our products.
Yeah. You're spraying your own product.
It's how we've developed a lot of our products. It's how we tweak our products. It's how we continue the R&D. We're not just hawking a product, we're using a product. We actually have tested spraying our oil on and then taking our hybrid and misting over the top. So the oil is the base and it gives you all your penetration. And then we mist a little bit of the hybrid, which gives it a little bit of solidifying on the top layer, which gives you your abrasion resistance.
Oh, okay.
So now you kind of like have a two-stage product where you get the best of both worlds. We're also working on a product where we mix the hybrid in with the oil.
Yep.
Okay? Now we have another product where we mix the hybrid, the oil, and one other ingredient that I'll mention later when it comes out. Well, we have an in-house lab, and honestly, like, my passion is for solving problems. I've turned down a lot of offers for money, and I'm not downplaying the importance of the money, but it's if you focus only on money, it can be very short-sighted decisions.
Oh, absolutely.
And at this stage of my life, like, my time is more valuable than the money. So I want to continue doing what I love. What I love is the challenge of solving problems. So having the shop is a lab.
Yep.
It's a lab, right? So we're able to, have real-time feedback, and having an in-house lab gives me the opportunity to just work like in my unique ability, which is like solving problems.
Yeah,
I like
solving
that.
the problem.
Yeah.
And up here in New England and Maine and New Hampshire, rust is a major problem.
That's how I get into the business. My truck, I'll show you a picture of my original truck.
Yeah, all rusted out.
It was sad. Yeah, it was sad.
And the new vehicles today, people are spending so much money on them, and then they're not lasting if they're not treating them. Up here anyway, not out west or wherever they don't see the salt that we see. But.
Yeah, well, if you look at this, 300 million vehicles registered in the country. If you just look at the top, like northern part of the country, there's at least 100 million vehicles that qualify for this type of service.
Sure.
If you do 1% at $300, it's about $1 billion industry. We haven't even scratched the surface.
It's crazy, but you're right. And seeing the mouse out in that is keeping the rodents
that's
away.
another thing where, we learned, because we spray the product, we learned that this was alleviating a lot of mouse problems for people, just the oil.
Yeah.
And so
It's not only rust, it's mice too.
Yep. But so now we because I'm a chemist, we actually figured, we could play on a few things.
Yeah. This would be like a wheel well guard.
So it's not only, it was wheel well guard initially.
Yep.
And then we have dealers, because we've worked with a lot of our applicators, that said, hey, can I use this on some other areas of the vehicle? And I said, sure. And then we decided, let's put it everywhere and offer it as a commercial grade service.
Oh, okay.
So now
you can spray the whole vehicle.
Yeah, here's the problem. We used to brush it on. How do you spray that?
Yeah,
Okay? We actually have the guys at Lemma make us equipment. And they made us,
spray it.
I'll show you the sprayer.
Okay.
Spray
Grease. Wow.
That's a 52-to-1 ratio pump, whereas this is a 15-to-1 ratio pump.
So this is your oil product, and that's grease. We're spraying grease.
we actually have a piece of equipment now
To spray grease.
where we'll sell you the grease, you can fill the tube up,
Oh, no kidding.
and you can screw it in, and this will spray that heavy duty grease. And so, I don't know that I would do this for a complete application for an HD, but what you can do with this, and we encourage everyone to do, is take this and spray it on the whale wells and the back of the buckets.
Yep. Where it
All
gets
the highly
that abuse.
abrasive areas. And so we have this, it's affordable, kind of an entry level where people can, our dealers can buy this and
That's neat.
spray it.
So that's a way to apply that thick grease.
Yeah,
That's
and I'll give you a video of us spraying it.
Yeah.
We can spray it if you want.
That's
to see
awesome.
It. Yeah. It's a do-it-yourself kit gun. It's a quality gun.
Yep.
All right, we've had great success with it. It comes with a 1 quart cup.
Yep.
Put
Cups
it
are
in.
very handy.
Okay, it has a brass nozzle here, and it has a decent flow. Just put that on here. Done.
Yep.
You want to go to a body cavity, you put this on, which has a 360 degree wand, okay? That's a great gun. That's what comes with the do-it-yourself kit, okay? Now, if you want to go to a slightly upgraded gun, this gun here is made in Italy. Same kind of idea. The problem, the benefit is that it comes with 2 different wands. That's a 360. You have these in your shop.
I do. I do.
And then it has this.
Yep.
Okay.
I recognize both of those.
And you actually have the ability to control the pattern and the volume.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's do-it-yourself.
That's nice. Now, the beginner guy, what's the retail price point roughly?
I think it's like I think it's under $100.
Okay.
You know, but it comes as a kit.
Yeah,
you know?
you're getting a whole kit to start out with.
Yep.
Nope, that's perfect. Yeah, we do run both of these actually.
This is a nice gun. We actually, this gun I ran in my shop for 2 years.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I think I've kinked ours enough times though that it's gotten shorter.
Yeah, we've
So
done
I think
the same.
ours has shrunk
We
down.
had one blow off inside a car.
Yeah, well we know when we're gonna kink it because it comes out of the breather and ends up. Now we'll talk some more, I guess, a little bit, or this is a higher end application gun.
This is, so this is a high pressure gun. Well,
High
so
pressure.
actually, no. This is one grade up from that Italian gun that I showed you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let me put this aside. This gun usually, when it's used, is dedicated to body cavities, and I'll tell you why. Because the mouth on this thing is small, and it's very difficult
cool.
to fill. Okay, these are really cool.
Nice and small.
So this is Lemmer, and again, we're like the unofficial distributor for Lemmer. We rebuild the pumps that they sell.
Oh,
if you
really?
buy any pump from Lemmer, and you didn't buy it from us, and it needs repair, we do the repairs.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay. So this is the Lemmer 460 gun, which is a Canadian manufacturer. Okay. The lip is small. This is the problem with this gun.
To fill it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it's a very high quality gun. You can put it under a lot of pressure.
Yep.
And this gun actually has a double trigger, so it's a dual.
Oh, like an automotive spray gun.
Air product, okay? See, point in case, okay? This comes with a regulator, but what's nice about it is people will use that dedicated just for body cavities because it comes with this nice little wand.
Neat.
See that? You can get into the drain holes of almost any door.
That's awesome.
If that's not enough, then you go in with this.
Wow.
Okay, and this is also a 360. Okay, and these are all setups on a quick disconnect, so you have a quick disconnect.
That's
you can
nice.
also spray with this, but you can also put your attachments on like this.
Yep.
So it's all quick disconnect. This gun, most people will use in conjunction with another system.
Yep.
And it'll be just dedicated for body cavities.
Just the cavities itself.
Because
Okay.
of these nice little attachments. Lemmer high pressure system.
Okay, right on top of a barrel.
This is gonna, so when you when you get to the point where you need to pick up your process time and
You're
this
not
is
filling
gonna pick
cups
up
anymore.
production. Yeah, the
you're
cups
going
are
out of
great.
a barrel at this
All
point.
right, it's cost effective and it's going to pick up production. So this is this is probably, and anyone that comes out that trains,
Yep.
before they make up their mind on what they want to buy for equipment, we actually encourage them
Try them all
to try them. Put your hands on the equipment.
and try
I'm
it
gonna
out.
cut this.
Yeah.
Anyone that puts the hand on that, they're
They're not going back to this.
Okay, that's a carbide tipped. Okay, and it also has a filter in the handle. This gun comes with a regulator. We also encourage you to put a filter. It also comes with the attachment here for this flexible attachment.
Oh, okay.
Then you come with, now this gun here is a single stage trigger. We sell them in a double, which is a fogging gun. So you have air product. This is
that your son was mentioning that, to be able to fog it through a frame.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this is zip tip. You have a quick disconnect on here, zip tip.
Nice.
You can spray broadcast. Then you can swap over, put a zip, and you can walk around with this.
Yeah.
Okay. That pumps out of a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah, so you're right on top of a barrel,
Yeah.
so
And
a
you
lot
can
of
get
material.
on top of a frame, inside a frame.
But looks similar to the other gun you just showed
It's
us.
similar, except it's carbide tip. So what's happening is if you put 100 psi into that pump, you have 1500 psi at the tip.
Oh, okay. And what are you running for pressure in like that gun? Just your standard
60 to 80.
60 to 80, okay.
Yep, that'll take a little more pressure, but it's a personal preference.
It is, of how atomized or whatever you want.
And this gun, you know, it takes a little getting used to, but if you can get used to this, you can really minimize overspray because you're pumping almost exclusively product.
Tons of inventory. And we'll be leaving with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we'll be leaving with more than that today as well, because we'll be buying our product while we're here, right here in Chichester, New Hampshire. So this is local New England guys. So definitely want to be checking these guys out.
This is not a regular rust converter. We started using regular rust converters, which usually have polymers in to seal the surface. And we discovered that, like, you know, our oil wasn't penetrating the sealers and it wasn't getting into the base metal and doing what it needs to do. So we had to, like a lot of our products, we had to come up with a product that worked for us, and we had to refer to our chemist to create a product that works in conjunction with our oil. This works in conjunction with our oil. And I'll show you in my lab, I'll show you some testing that I've done. It allows the oil, what it does is, first of all, it changes from converts to a zinc oxide, not an iron, I'm sorry, a zinc phosphate, not an iron phosphate.
Okay.
But it has no sealer, so everything remains porous. Spray the oil, you're gonna see in my testing, it doesn't slow down the creep.
So for someone that was gonna use this on a rusty truck, not required, but it's an added layer.
It's for the guy that comes in and says, oh, I wish I had done this, you know, it's 6, 7 years old. I wish I had done this 6 years ago. And they want to be as aggressive as possible. What this does is it neutralizes most of the rust, because oil naturally wears away over the course of the year.
Yeah, yep.
So as long as you have product on a rusty surface, you make it impossible for oxidation. The problem is, as it wears off, before you come in for your reapplication, it begins to oxidize it, okay? If you've neutralized it and turned it to a zinc phosphate, it's like another little extra protection until you get back.
It's an extra added step.
Yeah,
that helps.
You don't have to do it. I mean, oil
not required.
If your deal is extend the life of the vehicle, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
With oil or with the Rustoration.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's awesome.
All the black lab mouse out. Okay, very good to know. Is that the same for your 5-gallon buckets and stuff too?
Everything. It's going to be in all the products. So 5s, 55s, yeah.
So they're getting a mouse out regardless.
You know, mouse out, okay, but it's going to just change back to the original clear with the mouse out.
Yep. Okay, very good to know.
Which, by the way, I think I mentioned to you, we achieved almost 100% in the testing of that product, where the benchmark is 70% in the industry.
Yeah, so it keeps the mice away. Spray my whole barn with it.
Boss wax.
Boss
This
wax.
is not the hybrid.
Not the hybrid, okay.
It's not for sale on the retail market. It's only sold to trained professionals.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
It's a military spec product. It meets the military specifications to be used on their equipment. And we can get into that. The bottom line is, if it's good enough for the United States military, it's good enough for us.
Yep. Right.
Exactly.
Our hybrid also meets that spec.
And the hybrid. So if you have your Lemmer spray gun pumps or anything like that, they need repair, they're coming here anyway. These guys have a full line of parts inventory to get the stuff fixed for you as well.
We can rebuild the pump. Anyone that buys the equipment from us
Can keep it running.
We actually, if you have a problem with your pump and you need to have it repaired or fixed, we send you out a pump to use overnight for you, so you're not down.
So you have a loaner, yeah?
But you have to purchase it from us. Okay? And we carry, we carry everything you need. We know, we actually can sell you the spare parts that we know are going to wear out, that are regular maintenance parts. You know, we go over that with dairy farmers.
Dairy, okay.
They have a problem where the urine, the ammonia in the urine is rusting their metal buildings.
Oh.
And I don't want to sell them anything. I don't want traces of product showing up in their milk. So this product, it's a European, I'm sorry, it meets the European standard for a biodegradable product, which is the most stringent, most difficult. It has been tested by the EPA for aquatic applications.
Wow.
So like we have people right now using this in the Army Corps of Engineers. We have government contracts where they purchase this product where the regulatory constraints are such that it has to have no toxic release of anything. Yeah. Okay. And so basically you can put that in water. In fact, they use this. We have a heavy duty version of this. They use this in bridge repairs.
Yep.
In New York, they use it right now for bridge repairs until they can make the bridge right. They go in and they reinforce it, and they keep the reinforcement bolts and nuts and metal from rusting, and they put the heavy duty version on it underwater.
Wow. All right, there's been a lot of comments and questions on a previous YouTube video we did, oil undercoating, about people saying, oh, we just use used motor oil and everything else. And I think any old school mechanic has done that from time to time. Clearly not the best thing for the environment. And I guess from Joe's standpoint, probably part of why you've done what you've done is to improve upon that.
Yeah, I used to use motor oil. And listen, that's part of the reason why I got into the business, because I saw these farmers in my neighborhood that were using, their spent motor oil, which was kind of Yankee kind of ingenuity, right? They didn't have rust where they had oil leaks, and when they changed their oil, I'd throw it away, and they put it on my dirt road for dust control at one time. Will it work? Yes, any kind of oil will. Is it good for the environment? Absolutely not. Is it legal? Absolutely not. Is it engineered for the application? Absolutely not. Which means that this product, because it's engineered for the application, is going to perform much better. It also has a lot of harmful things in there that are going to hurt the rubber seals, bushings, gaskets, and there's really bad contaminants in there. So, if you want to use something that's engineered for the application, this is.
Yeah, and it was designed to be out in the elements and not.
Right. So our product is non-toxic, non-hazardous, and it's not controlled. It's an uncontrolled, so the EPA doesn't have the control over it. Okay. Then you can step up to the Enviro if you want. It's a vegetable base.
Yep.
Okay.
And the farmers are using the vegetable base.
Yeah, which actually outperforms our petroleum.
No kidding.
So it's not just a feel good. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's engineered for the application and it's legal.
Yeah. Perfect.
So basically, he's taking photos and he's going to send them to the customer. The customer in our shop actually can watch the whole process on a screen. He's also going to scan the VIN number. It's going to be a permanent record with Carfax.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're actually working on an app that is going to be allow us to use videos and a bunch of other things to send right to the customer. Okay. Basically, so what he's doing now is he's gonna make note of anything that he sees that he should bring to the attention of the customer. So accompanying those photos that are already my customer sitting in the waiting room received, okay?
Yep.
He will actually have notes from the customer. Okay? What he's gonna do now is he's gonna blow off. We spend about 5 or 10 minutes cleaning the vehicle up before we spray it.
Loose stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not going to spend more than that. We're going to tell everyone when you come in, you should have that vehicle clean. Go clean it the day before. Yep. Bring it into us clean. But it's never perfect. So he's going to blow down everything. Most likely on this pickup truck, they're going to go with black. He's going to cover the entire undercarriage in black. He's also going to get all the body cavities, like inside the frames, inside the rockers. He'll also blow out the rocker panels. A lot of times they clog, so it's regular practice for us to blow them out. So he'll get the whole entire undercarriage above the spare tire with that wand that I showed you. Okay? And the fact that, we don't pull it down, because the fact that our oil is going to move up to 12 inches, he doesn't have to pull it down. Our oil is going to, the minute you spray it, it's going to work here. And it's going to move into all these areas, okay? What he's going to do after that is he's going to lower it if he hasn't done it already. Every technician has their own preference.
Procedure.
Yeah, he may have sprayed the doors and the tailgates and the hood already. I don't remember. Okay, but that is going to be normal procedure in the shop. So you're going to get every door, tab corners, tailgate, engine compartment, and everything when we do the body cavities in the engine compartment is done in mouse out.
Mouse out, got it.
And soon to be mouse out in the black, so it'll be the entire vehicle. But there's always that added component. They're also going to spray, and with that HD that I showed you, the wheel well down, it's going to spray in the fenders and the high abrasive areas like the back of the bumpers with the HD.
On this truck here?
On every truck.
On standard?
Standard.
Okay, yep.
Okay, yep. Trucks are pretty straightforward. A lot of these cars, when they come in, I'm sure you've seen them, we've got to disassemble
splash shields, the plastic shields.
All these things. And we'll even do electric vehicles. We're not crazy about the application because
I agree.
There's metal substrates that are going to rust, so you have to do it, but you got to do it properly. You got to be careful.
Absolutely.
We're actually taking a training course on how to do it properly. Okay,
gotcha.
You can't have the battery overheat, things like that.
Yeah. All right, so like any process, I'm talking to Joe here today, the better equipment you have, just like mechanic work, turning wrenches, the better equipment you have, the more efficient, the faster, the better end result you're going to get. And clearly these guys have obviously the best equipment. This is what they do, and they test everything right here, which is great. Us at the shop, we're using some of the basic cup guns and some of the stuff we showed you earlier in the video, which is fine, but you're not going to be as fast or efficient as you can be with the right equipment. So that's always something to keep in mind as well. So as you can see, you've got trucks delivering, showing up right and left. This is a very busy place. He's building a loading dock right now as well, because they need it. These guys are shipping across the country now. It's expanding. Started off as a small local business, still is a small local business, but doing well, and they provide a really good service, so that's cool. And this is actually Joe's TRX. This truck is sweet. Check this out.
Team, we sponsor P1 and Ripperoni.
No kidding.
Battle Bots, sponsored by New Hampshire Oil Undercoating. This is a New Hampshire team. Wow, this thing actually takes a heck of a beating.
250 pounds that when it's all done.
That's crazy. It does smell good in here.
Eventually we're going to build.
Oh wow, look at this. Concepts to the next generation of the business, I guess. Next.
Well,
step.
it's the evolution.
We've
outgrown everything we've gone into.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
No one competing like you guys.
That's great.
Especially when you get to, need this. Right?
And started small in what, your garage?
I'll show you pictures.
Yeah, we're gonna check out where he actually started this business. Original shop, Deering, New Hampshire. That's where it all started. Look where you're at today.
Yeah, I don't have a problem saying that those barrels were fluid film because that's what we started with.
That's what I started with.
That's the honest reality.
That's the reality of it. Yeah, complete. If you come here, you're getting the full experience. Not only does it actually smells delicious in here. You got the NHOU coffee right here. That is awesome. That is complimentary. So these guys get to drink this while they're here. You get a massage chair. Very comfortable TVs. He's got a fireplace, a place outside to sit. It's very nice.
This one is showing you your application being performed. Unfortunately, the cameras are being upgraded to 4K, so it's down right now.
So people sitting here can watch their vehicle get coated. That's really cool.
My wife Carol and my son Anthony.
Hi, Carol.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And that's Austin, the box.
And Austin, he's the guard dog.
He's the
before and afters.
Like, the customer experience, right? I want when they see you do that, when I can play with the product, right? And there's a few things that I can do here, like the hybrid, it's mixing the hybrid with the
testing
with
things.
I can actually run all the tests here. So this is a B117 salt fog testing cabinet. It's an industry standard in the world. It sprays a heated, controlled salt mist over the product, and it basically like 400 hours in here is a year of average driving.
Wow. Okay.
So I can confirm my batches are coming out correctly through this.
Put it right to the test. That's for sure.
Also I can check the viscosity. I can run sag tests. I can run stability test.
Yep.
And then I can play with my product. Some of the things going on here, like this is a hybrid. So this is, if you feel that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's thick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is a military spec product. And
Oh,
part
okay,
of the
that's what
requirements in the military is creep, because they have grunt spray and stuff that shouldn't be sprayed. This is 30 days of creeping on a product that's a semi-permanent product. This is 6 months of creeping and it's still moving.
Yeah.
What that does is that mitigates any surface rust.
Yeah.
You're not encapsulating, okay? On top of that, we took 22, 23, and 24 GMC wax and we made this product compatible with the wax. The factory wax on the GMCs is such a problem. It's a nightmare. Also, we've made the product, but it's a petroleum-based product. So our oil, because it's so good at creeping and coming out, it comes out, it's been kind of softening the edges a little bit, which doesn't create a problem. But aesthetically, it could be better. So now that this is a petroleum product, when it creeps out, it rejuvenates.
Oh, okay.
No kidding.
Talking rust converters now.
This is an example of what I described to you of a traditional, I'm not picking on this product, a traditional rust converter that seals the surface.
Yep.
You see how the oil didn't penetrate?
Yep.
It didn't even creep, migrate, do anything. When we sprayed with our product, we turned it to a white zinc phosphate, and look at the creep.
Oh, this is all creep, this outer dark ring. Okay.
If you don't get creep, you're losing the biggest benefit, which is your oil.
Yep. That makes sense, totally.
And again, it's something we discovered through, because we use the products.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
You can't learn without, well, partial. You can't learn without failure, without making mistakes. That's how you learn, that's how you grow.
Yep.
And that's why we have a lab testing things, right?
Yep.
Joe was mentioning the full customer experience, and we were talking about the waiting room and everything else. This is like the training area and/or facility here. As you see in the middle, there's a lift there, and as Joe was saying, that a lot of times customers that are out there in their waiting room, they'll take their vehicle when it's done. If you want to see it, bring it in here on the four-post lift it up, and the customer can come out of the waiting room and actually see the underneath of their vehicle. That's pretty cool. We're in here interviewing Joe, and Joe and Steve are talking barbecue. We got something that they're both absolutely in love with, so that's perfect. All right, we're in the conference room now, and Joe's gonna basically give us a brief rundown of what you did, how you got started, and where you're at today.
Okay, I'll try brief. But
Try brief.
You can edit, right? So basically, for 37 years, I was a cabinet maker.
Yep.
And that was my primary revenue source. Never thought I'd leave it. Unfortunately, my son wasn't interested. And we had problems that kind of like I just accepted. My vehicle's rusting out long before their life. Like,
right.
I buy a diesel truck with 100,000 miles, I lost it structurally. And I knew that the people in my neighborhood used motor oil. And I saw their vehicles, and I said, these things are great. And there was a guy locally that I asked to oil my vehicle, because I tried it one year. It was very messy. Didn't want to do it. It's also illegal. And this guy wouldn't take any new customers. And I just thought to myself, he needs some competition. And I have a garage. My son said, hey, let's put a lift in the garage. We did. We just offered it to our friends and neighbors just to justify the cost of the lift.
Sure.
All of a sudden, people were showing up from everywhere. I mean, they were driving from Boston to my place, and you couldn't find me with the GPS. And that's how you find me, and we would be fishing them out of the woods. They actually heard organically from friends of friends. And people were actually business propositioning me, real serious, well thought through business propositions. Let's open up a business here, let's partnership, let's do this, let's do that. And the more that I thought about it, the more I couldn't find anyone that did it. Nobody did it if you go back 12 years. Nobody scaled it, for sure. I said, let's offer it to friends and neighbors, and it just grew. So we doubled what we did the following year, and then we doubled what we did the year again, and ultimately it grew to the point where it got my attention. And I said, the revenue I'm generating from this has potential to surpass my primary revenue source of 37 years, which I never thought I would let go.
Wow.
We ended up moving into a garage in Concord, which was, we rented a bay. We rented one bay, we immediately rented a second, a third, and a fourth.
Wow.
And we went from $120,000 in my last year in my garage, I showed you that photo, to $550 once we had a legitimate business that year.
In a year span?
On a year span.
Wow.
The following year, we were into $1 million plus. The following year, we were into $2 million plus. We just doubled every year, double. And I'd like to think that we're doing things right, and we are. I do believe we are. We create our own product.
Yeah, you're getting repeat customers. That's where
repeat residuals astronomically high, but it's the problem. It's a big problem. And so we address the problem, and as a result, you solve a problem, you have a business, solve a big problem, you have a big business.
Yes, correct.
Right? So now here we are today where we sell products around the world. We have the option of going into all 6,000 Napa stores.
Really?
I turned it down because we weren't ready, but I asked for a rain check, so that's
I was
coming.
getting it at Napa before I get it right. Now I get it right through you. But
Napa called us, there's 2 stores called us for a year and begged me to sell the product. When we originally made this product, it was for us because none of the products off the shelf met my expectations, right? And I've said, I'm not selling it. And then when I decided to scale it, I said, okay, I'll sell it. And that guy actually outsold. I said, well, why did you want to sell the product? He says, you took all my fluid film sales away. Nothing wrong with fluid film. I'm not being derogatory in any way with that product. But that was the reality. And when Sinel's purchased them, they said, listen, you own the business, but we don't want to lose this particular product because he had record sales. And when Snell's bought it, the owner Dave came into my shop. I rented for, and he owned the business part. And he said, we want to put you in all 60 of our stores. We did. When we were out doing a presentation to all of his salesmen and managers, the National was there, and National came up to us, approached us after and said, we want to put you in National. Will you come out and do a presentation? And I was very humble about it, but I'm not ready for it. Okay? I'm just not.
Sure.
But I want a rain check. But my point is, what we focus on is not making money. Anyone would have taken that if they wanted to make money. Our focus is on solving problems. I solved my problem, and then I evolved into solving my neighbors' problems, and then I expand my neighbors.
And like so many of us up here that deal in New England, and then not just New England, but just because where we are, the rust is a major problem. People paying a lot of money for vehicles today, and they're making them cheaper and cheaper, and thinner metals and dissimilar metals, and they are rusting.
Yeah. And so we're servicing the industry now, and because we solve problems as a byproduct, we make money. And we're expanding to where we have that facility I showed you. We bought some land up the road.
Yep.
And a lot of it is because of our team. Like the guys that come in here, my team that works out here, the team of the franchises and the dealers that come in here and they invest the time and the money to buy that equipment.
Now we're on Joe's camera because GoPro, mine died again. But anyway, absolutely great story, factual story to actually see how a small business owner, whether it's here in New Hampshire, New England, Maine, wherever it is, the US, doesn't matter, can organically grow from creating and developing a product that people want, that works. And it's a good product when somebody is using it themselves, right? You live this, you believe in your product, other people believe in your product, and it's repeat business. And this is not a sales pitch. I am not paid by New Hampshire Oil Undercoating at all. We use their product, we've been happy with it, and that's all I can say, and we're gonna continue using it. So I think that's gonna wrap up our trip. We're gonna go get some product in the truck here. Since we're here, we're gonna fill the back of this S10 and see how much this thing's gonna hold. We also upgraded and bought a new spray gun, that S460 we were talking about. So this was a blast to come here and meet Joe and his family and their business. It's very, very, very cool. And again, this is non-biased. This was just us. We use their product. They're not far from us, so we were able to come out here and see what they do, and I'm impressed. Take care, guys. Scott, Flip and Customize.